I have gradually installed the video cameras for monitoring the house in the last few months. Exchanged, I have the Hikvision and TrendNet cameras, which each have a resolution of only 2 MP, replaced with models from Reolink with 4K and 8 MP. Storage of surveillance videos for Reolink cameras is done using SD cards that are directly built into the cameras. Additionally, I store the videos on my QNAP that is standing here in the corner. This is a QNAP 251 Plus with 2 hard drives. Unfortunately, the QNAP is no longer able to handle the videos from the new cameras with high resolution. To process resolution, the data is being stored. However, retrieving the video recordings takes way too long. The CPU performance of the QNAP is limited. I needed a new solution. The solution is simply called NVR Network Video Recorder. The new NVR should, of course, come from the same manufacturer as the cameras. I got a brand new model from Reolink. The RLN36 is a network video recorder NVR and is exclusively designed for recording camera streams to permanently record the video footage from the surveillance cameras 24/7 or only to store alarm recordings. I will install a new hard drive in this device today. I will just connect it and I will simply set it up. I will take you along. The NVR that I currently use is a model that is capable of handling a connection capacity for a total of 36 cameras that I can record and store. I have pulled up the model here on Amazon. The links to the products I use here can be found below in the video description. This model is capable of processing approximately 12 MB per camera and a total of 36 streams. That's a lot. In this NVR, sold without a hard drive, 3 hard drives can be installed. The storage capacity is a maximum of 6 TB per hard drive. However, from the comments and the FAQ on Amazon, it is clear that the NVR can also handle larger, can process capacities of up to 16 TB. There is also an NVR model for 16 cameras and 8 cameras, such as, in these models, the hard drive is usually already built in. Curiously, these models are more expensive than the RLN36 and a separate hard drive. I spent approximately about €239 in total on this particular model, which I found to be quite satisfactory. In addition, there is the hard drive. I have chosen the model from Western Digital, the purple variant set. These hard drives are specifically designed for 24/7 video recording. This model with 4 TB costs just under €100. In total, the system cost me between €340 and €350. The network video recorder is kept straightforward and uncomplicated on the front and user-friendly. It looks like an old CD or DVD player. There are various connections on the back. I will briefly show you the connections later. It is important to know that the network ports on the NVR are PoE capable. This means that you cannot supply your cameras with his additional power cable. The recorder and the wiring of my surveillance system are capable of connecting the cameras via the normal to supply power to the network cable while simultaneously processing the video signal. Before I set up and install the NVR, I will show you what is included in the package. I will show you how to install this hard drive, which I bought separately, into the NVR and connects. The contents of the RLN36 NVR package include the device, which is delivered well packaged. In addition to the main components, you will find an HDMI cable included in the package, which is essential for connecting your device to a display. Furthermore, a comprehensive user manual is provided to guide you through the setup process and help you understand the various features and functionalities of the product, which is written in several languages and is widely used and is available in multiple formats. There is an EU-compliant product with a declaration of conformity. This is the additional installation box that consists of the following contents: 3 packs of screws, to mount hard drives within enclosure. There are various connection plugs for the different alarm inputs and alarm outputs on the back of the devices, such as cameras, sensors, and other equipment, to be able to easily connect the NVR directly via a plug connection. There are 2 different cables used specifically for power supply in total. On one hand, the Schuko plug, which is relevant to me. The pins are additionally secured with a plastic cap. I haven't seen that either. Additionally, there is this cable, presumably the English system with 3 pins. I won't need that. This is the electrical transformer unit that is directly connected to the device on one side, ensuring that the power supply is stable and consistent for optimal device performance. And on the other side, the power supply comes from the socket. In addition to the items already mentioned, there is also a network cable available, which is essential for establishing a wired internet connection. Furthermore, a USB mouse is included, providing a convenient and reliable way to navigate and interact with your computer system. I can reveal this in advance. The initial setup, which is quite straightforward and user-friendly, works exclusively with this particular mouse. It is not possible to connect the NVR to the network and access it via an app on the smartphone or to install a computer. The initial setup must be done directly on the device using this mouse. A monitor must also be connected directly to the NVR. I am very curious to see if it really works well indeed. On the back of the device, you will find several connections available for various purposes. These connections are thoughtfully designed to support a wide range of devices and peripherals, ensuring that users can easily connect their on and off switch. There is a connection for grounding where you can attach the cable for potential equalization. Can be connected. The 12-volt connection comes from the transformer. The HDMI port to connect a screen directly to the NVR. A VGA port is also still installed, so I can also connect an older monitor. There are audio in and audio out RCA connectors and a total of 2 USB ports. This is the LAN network connection, which is primarily used for connecting devices. I can efficiently control all the cameras over the network remotely in a secure manner once they are set up. Control, I don't have to work on this device later. This means for me, I will install this NVR and integrate the cameras. Then the device disappears somewhere in my server cabinet. There are 4 network ports on the device specifically designed for the cameras, providing additional connectivity. Additionally, there are the connections at the back to which the alarm detectors are connected using these plugs that I just unpacked can be connected directly to the device. What I find truly exciting is the design. I like that very much. There is also another USB port on the front. That looks like an infrared receiver. Here is the power LED indicator and the HDD control LED. On the other side, a compact and user-friendly menu with the cursor that allows you to control the menu. It is not much more. The device is made of metal. It is neatly and cleanly processed. On the underside, there are some holes where the hard drive will later be screwed in. I will now open the device to install the hard drive. In order to access the internal components of the device, you will need to carefully remove the screws that are located on the side panels, as well as those positioned on the back panel and also on the bottom section, be solved on the other side. Then I can open the case. I do this very simply, very easily and efficiently with a screwdriver. This is what the inside of the RLN36 NVR looks like. There is nothing special about it. This board, which we are currently examining, features 3 connections in total. Each connection is designed to ensure optimal performance and reliability. The board's layout is crafted to integrate these connections seamlessly into the system, which is crucial for the device's efficient operation. For the hard drives, the cables are a bit twisted together. The further interior of the device is thoughtfully designed and includes a convenient connection point specifically for the front USB port. This allows for easy access and efficient connectivity, ensuring that users can quickly and effortlessly connect their USB devices without any hassle or inconvenience. Here is a flat cable, which is used specifically to connect the control unit located at the front. There are typically 3 connections for the power supply of the hard drives. These are the cables. Additionally, here are the data cables for the hard drives. These are also 3 pieces. The RLN36 NVR is equipped with 2 fans for additional cooling. This will be an exciting thing for me. The noise level of the fans has always been criticized in the FAQs and product reviews. I have read that the fans operate at a very high and very loud frequency. In case of doubt, these fans can simply be replaced. Due to the noise level, this device is not suitable for use in the living room or even to run in the bedroom. It is simply too loud. For me, that is not really relevant. The device will go into my server cabinet. That doesn't bother me. But for some of you, it can definitely make a difference. I set the device aside and take the hard drive. The hard drive, which is a crucial component of any computer system, was delivered to us in a very secure manner. It arrived in a well-packaged state, encased in a protective blister packaging that ensured its safety during transit. This device is a SATA hard drive, which stands for Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. It is a type of hard disk drive commonly used in computers for data storage. SATA drives are known for their fast data transfer rates and reliability. They have standard connections for power supply and motherboard integration, ensuring efficient operation and communication with the computer system. And the data cable. This SATA hard drive is now being very carefully installed right here, indeed, either on the left, in the center, or on the right, as this device is capable of accommodating a total of 3 hard drives. To record, after I have opened the device and made some space, I can install the SATA hard drive. Install. The construction provides for the screws on the underside of the SATA hard drive to screw in the piece and then push the screws into the openings. I just tried that. I have to say, it doesn't work. The openings on the back do not fit. They are at a different height, so that I cannot slide the hard drive through. I therefore carefully install the hard drive with the connections facing the board from above. To do this, I hold the hard drive firmly and slide it in such a way that I can access the screw opening. See, then the 4 screws are carefully and securely screwed in, using a screwdriver into the designated holes to ensure stability. And there you have it. That's it. Indeed. As expected. As you can see. The hard drive is securely installed in the RLN36 NVR and just needs to be connected now. To connect the hard drive, I need a power cable and a data cable. The power cable simply goes into the wide opening, and the data cable just into the narrow opening. If you don't have enough space, you can also arrange the cables before installing the SATA hard drive. Connect. There is definitely a marking or perhaps an opening on the cable. The counterpart is located at the hard drive connection. The object is designed to fit perfectly in only one specific direction, ensuring that it aligns correctly and functions as intended without any possibility of incorrect placement. With a little pressure, the cable can be plugged into the connector. The same applies to the data cable. There is also a small notch here. You see it here. This notch, which is an important component, is also located on the hard drive. You simply can't insert it the wrong way. It only works in one direction. I have now successfully finished connecting the external hard drive storage. I will tie up the cables for hard drives 2 and 3, which I currently do not need at the moment. Together again. Following the initial setup, I proceed to close the case once more, ensuring everything is securely fastened. Then I carefully position the device onto the screen, making sure it aligns perfectly with the designated area. This step is crucial for the proper functioning of the device, as it needs to be precisely placed to avoid any potential issues. Once everything is in place, I double-check all connections and settings to confirm that the device is ready for operation. The hard drive is installed in the RLN36 NVR. I securely connected the cables at the back. For the power, the HDMI cable is connected to my screen. I just connected the mouse to the lower USB port on the back. The network cable is connected to my switch so that I can connect the RLN36 NVR to my home network. Can connect. Now I can proceed with the initial setup. I use my monitor and control the RLN36 NVR with the included USB mouse so that you can clearly see the individual steps. I will now switch the view to my screen around. I simply and easily start the device safely by pressing the small round button located on the back of the NVS. I must already say at this point, the noise level of the 2 fans is clearly to be heard. I do not want this device in the living room and certainly not in the bedroom. Either you replace the built-in fans with quieter models, product link in the video description, or you install the device like I did in the server cabinet in the basement where the noise level does not disturb anyone. The boot process of the RLN36 NVR takes approximately 20 to 30 seconds. Subsequently, the device is operated with the included mouse that I have connected it to the back. Unfortunately, Using a different mouse or even a keyboard was not possible. It only works with the included mouse. The assistant starts automatically and begins with the basic settings. He begins with the selection of the language. I specifically set this to the language setting, which is currently German. Then I change the screen resolution to a higher resolution. This setting currently has no effect on the cameras. This is solely about the resolution that this RLN36 NVR outputs to a connected screen. Outputs, day, month and year. I would like to keep this format. The 24-hour time format also fits. I confirm this by clicking on Next. The system time is automatically set to the Pacific time zone. That is, of course, wrong in my case. I changed that to the time zone in which I live. For Germany, you select the time zone UTC+1 here. This is Amsterdam, Berlin, Paris, Rome. The switch DST allows for automatic adjustment of daylight saving time. And to perform normal time, the adjustment of the 1 hour can be made directly with the specifications provided in the assistant. To be taken over, the NVR can also automatically obtain the time from a time server. This means the NVR gets the correct time from the internet. You release the device in the firewall. The transition between summertime and wintertime also occurs automatically. By clicking Next, I proceed to the menu for setting up my startup account. The account name is preset to admin. It is a super account with all user rights that this RLN36 NVR offers. At this point, I need to set a password with the mouse. When I click in the field, I can enter a password using the mouse and the on-screen keyboard. Creates the text only displays stars. By clicking on the eye symbol, I can display the password in plain text. The input with this mouse on the on-screen keyboard works. However, it is not very user-friendly. This could also be solved differently. I will now enter my start password and confirm it again below. The checkbox is intended to protect the RLN36 NVR from unauthorized use by third parties. When the screen has gone into sleep mode and is currently reactivated, the password is requested again each time if the checkbox is activated. In the next step of the assistant, a security question for password recovery will be asked. Established, you enter a question in this field up here. The answer to this question is recorded in the field below as shown. If your password has been lost and you want to reset it, then show you the system your question. You then simply need to carefully and accurately enter the correct answer that you have provided here in the space provided. A reset of the RLN36 NVR to factory settings would of course also be possible. In that case, all data would be lost. The assistant now continues in the program and gives me the opportunity to customize the NVR. NVR is already preset, and I can add the name using the on-screen keyboard or change. Furthermore, my hard drive is displayed to me. If I had installed a second or third hard drive, they would also be displayed to me. If the hard drive has not been formatted yet, it will show 0 of 0 available. In my case, there is already available capacity here since I have already formatted the hard drive. In your case, click on Format. Then you will receive the notice that formatting will erase all data on the hard drive. To be deleted, the system is currently formatting the hard drive so that it becomes usable for the RLN36 NVR. It goes relatively quickly despite the 4 TB large hard drive. Of my 4 TB, only 3.696 GB are usable. I simply click Next and enter the menu for network access. You can adopt these two settings directly as they are specified. DHCP means that the RLN36 NVR automatically receives its IP address from the network, that is from your router, or switch is simply assigned. The DNS is also automatically pre-configured. You can also change both settings to static. In that case, you would need to manually enter the IP addresses and configure your network accordingly. The last point is the option to provide an email account, such as when the system generates an alarm message, it can automatically and efficiently send it via email. Of course, you will need an email account through which this should be done. For this, you can use one of these 3 pre-configured email providers or another account from a third party. So if I now have a Google Mail account, I will enter the name of my Google accounts. Here I enter a sender and here the password for my Google account. Here The email address of the recipient of this alarm email is entered. Later, you can adjust the settings in the RLN36 NVR and in the cameras so that when an alarm notification is automatically sent via email. I do not use this option because I use the app on a smartphone. There, I can be informed of an alarm with a push notification. At this point, the assistant has already finished and I land on the main screen, on which I will later see the images from my cameras. The Reolink NVR has recognized and controlled 8 cameras from Reolink. However, I have not yet recorded the access name and password for the respective camera. For this reason, an error is displayed to me here. The other cameras from TrendNet and Hikvision that are also present in my network are not automatically recognized. I can change this later by enabling the OnVIF protocol in the menu of the RLN36 NVR. Unfortunately, this feature is not supported for all cameras. Basically, Reolink operates very restrictively. This system works perfectly with its own cameras. However, it does not always work with third-party cameras. I will now just unlock a camera so you can see exactly how it works. The system automatically indicates that the camera has been found via the IP. Here is the IP address in my network, the port of the camera that transmits the image, and the name of the camera as I have already saved it on the camera. Here below, the account name and password are requested. Admin is set by default and can be changed at this point. I will record the account name and password from my camera at my front door, and then simply just please click OK. The system has automatically and seamlessly logged into the camera and displays the image directly in it. Overview. I can now easily make this specific input for each relevant camera and the corresponding password. Store the username. I would then have all the camera images here in this overview. This setting can also be adjusted directly on the computer using the app with a proper changes to keyboard can be made. That is also my recommendation. Once the NVR has been set up, it can be accessed via the browser or the app on the computer, or reachable by mobile phone. The setup there is then significantly easier. You can find the links to the apps and the instructions below the video. Product links for the RLN36 NVR and key accessories. If you want to buy an RLN36 NVR, just take a look at the video description. There you will find more important tips. I will briefly switch to the settings of the NVR by pressing the right. Press the mouse button to open the menu. You can also manually start this menu using the menu button on the front of the device. By clicking on Settings, you will land in the overview of the settings. The Reolink offers, as mentioned, you should later capture this data through the app. It is much easier there because you can use the keyboard from your computer with a click on System. I am in the settings that I was in earlier in the Assistant. I have undertaken, you see, I could adjust the name of the device, the screen resolution, and the entries that I made earlier. Time and language can also be adjusted here. The account center. Here you have the option to add another account. Here, in this particular system, the admin standard account can also be modified or adjusted so that this security risk disappears. In the area of administration, you have additional settings that I will briefly explain to you. Would like to explain. The first point is the automatic restart. This means that the NVR, with the default setting, automatically, in its operation and configuration, reboot. It makes perfect sense for a server to automatically restart regularly. Starts. When the system has frozen, the process ensures a clean system. No fear, your settings will all be retained. During the boot process, there are naturally no camera recordings taking place. For this reason, the default setting should be every Sunday at 2 a.m. individually. Be adjusted. Ultimately, anyone who enters your property and sees the camera knows that it is Sunday. Early at 2 a.m., there are no recordings for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. The upgrade section is somewhat poorly translated. Ultimately, it is an update. The system automatically checks if there is new software or new firmware for the RLN36 NVR recorder. You can also set this individually for the cameras. You can also manually check for new firmware. You can manually start the automatic update. You can also download the updates from the website and then install them manually. This is how you can keep the RLN36 NVR up to date. Restore option resets RLN36 NVR to defaults. That makes sense if you have made settings and can no longer undo them. To reset your settings, simply click on the button labeled Restore. The system warns you that all data will be deleted with the restoration. If you click this checkbox, at least the network connection will be saved. Then you do not need to re-register the cameras. If I were to click on Next now, the system would revert to factory settings, be reset. For example, I did this before making this video so that I could show you can function like the assistant. What is my conclusion? The installation of the hard drive should be planned for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. I saved over $100 with the separate hard drive versus the RLN36 NVR for the purchase of the complete system. That definitely earns a plus point. Setting up the cameras that are already in the network is really easy. The NVR automatically detects the cameras. Setting up the cameras with this mouse and without a keyboard is indeed for today's time is absolutely no longer suitable. It works, but it also means that the device must always be near a screen, such as a TV. Must be set up. The NVR cannot simply stand anywhere in the server rack and be accessed remotely over the network, be activated and installed. That does not work. All in all, I am still satisfied. I will take a close look at the first recordings for a while and check them, but I was already able to try accessing the cameras and the video data. This is clearly faster than before when I accessed the SD cards over the network. I accessed individual cameras.